Have y'all ever just sat down one day and realized you kind of exist, where you're here? Like, I feel like we fail to take into account all the factors that make us ourselves and genuine. I feel like oftentimes we look at ourselves through the eyes of other people rather than getting our interpretation of ourselves from ourselves. What we fail to realize is that who we are externally is not necessarily 100% ourselves. And over quarantine, I was reading a lot of philosophy and stuff like that because I was so bored. That's part of the reason why I made this channel. Like Alan Watts said, a great philosopher, said, "For the conventional self is composed mainly of a history consisting of selected memories." And that is to say that what I got from it was we are basically the reaction to our external environment rather than some type of thought out consensus on who we are. If the world around us is the same, then what makes us different? You guys might be asking. But the answer is simple. I mean, of course, we're all not going to have the same experience or be in the same situation. However, we all have things we have to react to. So we're always reacting to something in our world, whether that be a person or whether that be an object or something that goes wrong, something that goes right. But we're always reacting to something. And if we take the time to control our reactions, because we're going to react no matter what, but if you take this time to conquer your reactions, you're going to in turn kind of control who you are as a person. And you could wake up one day and decide to be a completely new person. I mean, I could wake up tomorrow and be like, forget what I was before, I'm a skateboarder now, or I'm a hooper. So what is stopping me from doing that each day? The answer is simple. Society. Not necessarily society, but the world around us is kind of keeps us in a box. I feel like we are constantly being this version of ourselves, and we do it for so long, we kind of have like an unconscious obligation to be who we were the day before. And in a way, the only way to produce real change in who we are is to kind of trick our minds. I mean, if you look at addicts or people who suffer from other ailments, they're told to take one step at a time for gradual change. So I feel like as humans, we think, or we need that time to kind of clear out all the negative bias that we have towards ourselves on our own image in order to make a clean slate and start anew. However, I feel like the problem with most of society is we get rid of this one thing and then we replace it with another thing that's more socially acceptable. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good thing for you. It just means that it's more okay than the last thing. We still are in a worldwide pandemic, and I feel like during quarantine we had a lot of time to get to know the people around us and especially ourselves. And if you didn't, I mean, that's cool, that's what you did. When you're not in a place where you have to be in a direct like social environment like school or something, you come to realize how much of a facade and mask you put up for these people around you, and you're not like you're in a circle, but like your acquaintances and the people you don't necessarily really care about. And I also realized how much we rely on expressions in order to keep conversation and dialogue going. I mean, once we were reintroduced to this environment and we had our masks on at school and stuff, people could say the funniest thing, or not even the funniest thing. If it was corny, I'm not laughing. But before, I might have gave it a chuckle and a smile. But behind that mask, I was just sitting there the whole time like, so I lacked the expression that I once had before because I took away, or I was taken away from this environment where I had to keep putting up this facade. And then you might be wondering, what does this have to do with who we are in itself? I mean, the answer is simple. I mean, it's nothing. What I'm basically saying is just stuff that I jumbled up in my head and I decided to share with the world, because why not, of course. And I have a whole channel for a reason. I mean, I might as well put my thoughts up here. Anyways, the application of this knowledge, whatever I'm saying, if you can take something from it, then good. If you can't, then that's whatever. You get what you get from it. And I feel like to realize who we are as people, we have to take steps back and realize where we're coming from and where we started off. I mean, from the moment of our birth, we're kind of told who we're supposed to be and how to act, and that we're so great, we have such a great future ahead of us. But I mean, is that really true? Some of us yes, some of us no. But we're always told babies are good, they're innocent, they're pure, and you're supposed to keep those morals on throughout your life. But of course, there's going to be little stimuli that knock you back and forth in order to make you grow as a person. And I feel like you can't really exhibit all your good traits unless you have bad ones to complement that. So whether that be like a sibling or you you have to have some type of thing to put into reference in order to deem yourself as good. So I feel like as children and babies, we're told morality and all right and wrong from our parents. So it's directly from them. And I feel like, or it's from some type of religion that you practice. But I feel like as children from like 3 to 9 or even further, what you are is basically the reaction to your parents' way of teaching, or embodiment of your parents' will and how they want their child to act, or how it's basically you're just a manifestation of what energy they put off. And they'll put you in timeout, they'll discipline you in order to kind of place you back into this box that they've created for your own image. So basically we're placed into school, this environment where we're told by our teachers and other ones, where we have a direct link to comparison and a way to compare ourselves to other students and other people's lives. And as children, we lack Sonder. We lack the realization that everyone is going through their own complex life and they took their own journey to get there. So what we do is we take what they do and we're saying we're supposed to do that too. And we judge other people's actions in reference to ourselves, and we kind of make our image of ourselves based on the actions of other people rather than our own actions. We focus on what we don't have rather than what we do in terms of personality and any other type of physical thing, and we make that ourselves. And once you're in that state, you either take the time to grow, but you're not going to come to that realization that easy, to grow and surpass anyone or everyone or even yourself, or you're trying to stay on top, or you just give up. I mean, I myself, in any elementary school or any elementary grade, I could not care for school. I mean, I was in class doing nothing. I mean, I would not even try to understand the teacher. And when I tried to and I didn't, I would just be like, all right, I don't care. I just kind of dissociated that from me. So I focused on what I didn't have rather than what I did. And when you're doing that kind of nothing, you're kind of stuck in that loop until you meet some type of force or some type of realization that you are in control of who you are.